Hey everybody, it's Paul here from Better Call Paul, and also I'm on Blossom. For those of you who aren't on Blossom, I highly recommend you checking it out, and I will leave a link in the comment section description below. So guys, today I want to go over the portfolio that I've been using for my case study, my real life case study. And this is for people who I guess are not very familiar with my case study and have been asking me questions about it. They're curious more about the portfolio, the positions I have. And in some cases, I think they've seen some of the charts that I post and they feel like that's not enough information to verify that the portfolio even exists. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my actual portfolio in my RBC tax-free savings account. And for you, for anybody who's not in Canada, if you're in the States or even in Europe and you're watching this video, a tax-free savings account is just as it sounds. It's a sheltered account for Canadians. Whatever we put into a tax-free savings account, we can then pull out without incurring any taxes. So if you can grow your tax-free savings account to $1 million, you could pull that $1 million out and pay no tax on it. What happens is we pay taxes on our earned income, and then you're depositing after tax dollars into your tax-free savings account. Whatever it grows in the account is all a bonus for you. Pull it out tax-free. So it's a fantastic account for us. So guys, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my RBC account so that you guys can see that this account exists. You can see what's currently at. We are in a bit of a bull market, so the account is higher than it has been since the beginning of January, and it is capturing some of the upside, even though that it is all covered call ETFs. So we can see that it is growing as the market's doing well. So here we are in my tax-free savings account. You can see that currently I'm sitting at $62,090, and in about a couple minutes from now, I'll show you where I was at the end of September. I believe I was just over 58,000. So it's up about $4,000 in the last 6 days, which is amazing. I'm really happy with that. So let's go down here. So my first position is Biggie from Evolve, and Biggie holds 10 other stocks. I just started buying this ETF. And so I only have 23 shares. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm purchasing this ETF with the dividends that I receive each month. My next position, and you'll see that the next 5 positions are all from Harvest. This is almost a purely Harvest portfolio. So I have CNYE. I have 400 shares of this. The underlying stock, of course, is Coinbase. And I'm currently up 40%. So this one's doing really well at the moment. Then I have HHIS, which is the Harvest Diversified High Income Shares ETF. So this one holds the other 15 leveraged single stock ETFs from Harvest. And as you all know, they are going to be adding 4 more. And I might bring that up on another screen and we could take a look at the 4 that they're adding. This one is also doing quite well. I'm up 19% currently. The next one is Harvest MicroStrategy Enhanced High Income ETF, right? This is MSTE. So this, of course, follows strategy, which has not done well recently. So you can see that I'm down almost 19%. But this does not take into account the distributions that I've received. And I believe this month alone, I'm getting, this week should be getting over $500. So I'm not too concerned about this one. I think that you could see this one swing up and down quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if this jumped up a couple of dollars or dropped down a couple of dollars in the next few months. So very volatile, but as long as it keeps paying, I think it's worth holding. NVHE, so this is the NVIDIA, right? Harvest NVIDIA Enhanced High Income Shares ETF. I have 550 shares. This one was negative for quite a while, but has been positive now for the last couple of months, and I'm up 17%. It just goes to show you, you can be negative and things can turn around. the underlying stock does better, and then you're back into the green. And this doesn't include distributions. TSLY, of course, I got to have a Tesla ETF in the portfolio, 475 shares. Again, this one was negative for quite a while, and I kind of thought it would stay there, but now I'm up 31%. So it just goes to show you that as much as people like to say there's NAV erosion, it's a lot more to do with the underlying stock and how much the ETF itself, how much the fund managers are writing on the portfolio. So they're not writing 100%, then it can capture the upside as well. Alti, I have 550 shares. This is kind of like my really high risk position in the portfolio, but I really like the weekly pay. It's been very consistent at 9 cents a week. And so even though I'm down 29%, I've done the math before, and if you take a look at the fact that it's paying me almost $60 a week, and that's after the 15% withholding tax, $60 a week, that's it's not very long to recoup the $1,800 that I'm down. 30 weeks, right? 30 weeks, and I would break even. So I'm not too worried about it. In other words, by the end of the year, I will have made money on this position, and I'm also taking those distributions and reinvesting them into other positions. So keep in mind, guys, that the distributions, the dividends are fluctuating from time to time. Biggie so far has been consistent. CNYE has been consistent. HHIS has been consistent. MSTE has gone up and down. NVHE has been consistent. TSLY has gone down. And Alti's been fairly consistent. But I think the good news is that I believe in the next month or 2 months, we're going to see a big increase in HHIS as they add on the new positions that are going to be really strong payers. So if you take a look in my stock events, you can see here, this is just where I enter in all of my positions into stock events, right? So these are all the positions that I have currently. And then if you click on dividends, it will show you approximately, right, what you're going to receive in distributions each month. Now, for example, October has 5 Fridays, so it's going to be higher than September was and probably higher than what November will be. But this is a pretty good approximation. You can see here my yield on cost is 33%. So this is a big bone of contention for growth investors, that you can't sustain a portfolio making this kind of income. So this whole case study is to prove them wrong, and to prove that these type of portfolios are sustainable and that you can retire successfully using them. Lastly here, you can just see that my balance for this portfolio has slowly over time gone up, right? It was in the 40s, it dropped down to 45,000 in March, and then come May, it was up to 50, 58, 60, back down to 55. And then, like I said, okay, so September, I was just under 59,000, and now it's sitting at 62,000. But the portfolio balance is not really the most important part. As long as it stays, I think, within a certain range, then the distributions will be, fairly sustainable. Although there will be cuts and there will be increases from time to time. You can see, though, that back in January, I was only making just over $800 in distributions, and it went down a little bit and then back up again in March, down again in April. And then I really started to make changes to this portfolio, adding in all the high-paying Harvest ETFs, and the dividends skyrocketed to August, where I hit my peak of 1689. And then September, I was able to break 1600 again. And I think in October, should easily be able to break 1600. Now, this week, I will be pulling out another $1,000. So this will This will be $1,000 as soon as I get my distributions, I believe, on Thursday from Harvest and from Evolve. And then Friday, I'll get another payment from Alti. I currently have $264 in cash, so I will be able to reinvest that. Plus, I'll be able to reinvest everything else that I get once the distributions come out. So it should be, another $600 that I can reinvest once I withdraw my $1,000. Okay, so you can see Harvest announces new Harvest Enhanced High Income Share ETFs on the TSX. So here they are. Here's the four. So you have Circle, Reddit, Robinhood, and SoFi. And all four of these are going to be high payers. I believe they should all be above the 30% range. So once they add these to HHIS, the plan will be to increase the dividend or the distribution of HHIS. And I think you're going to see possibly up to, potentially a 5-cent increase. So from 25 cents to 30. So guys, in conclusion, basically this portfolio, this case study is to generate $1,000 a month indefinitely. Now, I did have somebody suggest to me, Mike from the Dividend Guy YouTube channel, he did suggest to me that each year I should increase the amount with inflation, which makes sense. Okay, it does make sense. So every year things cost more. So come January, instead of pulling out $1,000, I'll pull out $1,000 plus whatever the rate of inflation is. And each year I'll increase it as well. But again, so the whole point is to generate $1,000 from this portfolio, and the portfolio fluctuates approximately between, $50,000 and $60,000, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but roughly in that range. And when you think about it, producing $1,000 a month from a portfolio worth about $55,000 is amazing. And what I'm doing is that I'm reinvesting the difference to keep growing the income. Hopefully to keep it, at some point I might be able to withdraw more than $1,000 depending on how high the income goes. But in the meantime, just to keep growing the portfolio, growing the income, right? Basically counteracting any lag due to the covered calls, not being able to, not capturing all of the upside, or, to counteract any distribution cuts or decreases by constantly increasing the amount that this portfolio is making. It should be able to overcome any challenges that the portfolio is going to see in the future, because we all know that this bull run or bull market is not going to last forever. At some point in time, we're going to have another, pullback or a correction or a bear market or recession, whatever the terminology is. It's going to happen, and I'm aware of it. Everybody should be aware of it. You should be, planning ahead for those type of things, as opposed to panicking when they happen. You have to know ahead of time what your game plan is for them. And for this portfolio, I'm just going to keep reinvesting everything over $1,000. So I withdraw my $1,000, reinvest everything that's left over. All right. So guys, just remember, I'm not a financial planner. I don't have licenses. I'm sharing with you what I'm doing. This is my portfolio. It's real money. I'm taking the $1,000 out. I'm using it as needed. And I'm just trying to show everybody that this is sustainable, that it actually does work. But again, not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. Please, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you are doing anything similar, if you have a covered call portfolio as well. And guys, if you want to watch another video, you can click up here.